So so anyway, that's the two characters, and we're going to assume we played them through a couple of scenes, and I've got this evidence, and you're the player looking at the sheet and go, you know what, I want a misdirection scene, and I go, well,
Okay.
who frames misdirection scene? Oh, I do. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do is try to jump into the notion that your character knows my character is looking,
Okay.
which may or may not be the case in a regular game, but in this one, because they know each other, or rather, the killer knows me. I don't really know the killer, right?
And your
Just
name is
misdirection.
Banks.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
And the
So I know that you're investigating
the
the
killings,
last
right?
couple of victims. Okay.
Right, exactly. And so therefore, in unlike some games of this, some sessions of this game, when we do a misdirection scene, the possibility that you or an ally is messing with the evidence directly is possible.
Okay.
It is possible. So you are going to be playing, although you'll probably be playing through proxies rather than your character's direct involvement.
Gotcha.
Depending on how you want to do it. Okay, so so I begin just by talking about like how this, how this goes, but I have to roll, or we have to roll. We're going to be rolling our scores of your control versus my obsession. So I take dice equal to my obsession, which is 6, and your control happens to be 3, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm actually ahead of you on this roll. And here we go. I wish these dice were about half their size for purposes of this page, but
I hear that.
Okay, so first of all, I get rid of all the dice that are off the table, off the ring.
Okay.
So that's just gone. Now I look for the high value, which happens to be a 6. And then I look for where that is on the sector, and I have to use that as kind of an element, in what I'm doing. And also there's 2 6s, and if multiple dice, then I can choose between them, or I can use both if they fit together nicely. So looking at where they fell, I get 30 years on the Sacramento Police Department. Oh, and I also get this kingpin dude, the drug kingpin guy.
Okay.
Right. So,
all right.
So I'm framing this whole situation of where I'm going to be investigating right. I think it's pretty straightforward. I mean, my character's at the prison, and this is the first time I'm going to say that we've brought this character in at all. He hasn't appeared at all.
The drug kingpin?
Yeah, this guy, who is he? Right? Dax McAndrews, who I'm going to say my character, he's supposed to be my nemesis, right? I must hate this guy with every fiber of my being. And vice versa, I suppose. I don't know. That's up to you. You get to play Dax, you see. So
I see.
Right.
All right.
But you also get to play anything else. Like in a misdirection scene, you can like shoot around, right? And like talk about what happens to the evidence that I'm working with.
Okay.
Right. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be trying to, let's say I know, that these murders are traced. There is a connection to the staff at this prison. I mean, to evidence, right? I'm closing in. And so, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to have, one of these rooms with Dax, but it's not going to be like the regular shitty cafeteria looking room where people sit at tables and guards are standing around and people talk to their wives and stuff like that. It's not one of those situations at all. No, this is like a private office conference room. right?
Okay.
Right. Dax is getting the you know the 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 elite treatment, I suppose. Um, and so he's not brought in cuffs or anything like that.
Okay.
And so I'm staring. He comes in. It's me.
Okay.
Thought I retired. I mean, everyone thinks I retired.
Well, I wish everybody was right.
And I say, I heard that just this morning. I don't need any of that from you.
But what you bothering me for? Haven't you done enough?
Not quite enough, but not to you. I need you to tell me about any arrangements that the guards have here with the warden about their using time they're supposed to be here to go do other things. And I can tell you this. I break this case, they're all going down. And if that happens, I've got one last push at the PD, all the way up to the top, all the way up through the DA, nothing. We're talking the governor of Washington. I break this case, and I tell you, full review of your entire record gets opened. You have any beef with however you were arrested, any evidence against you, any kind of thing like that, I know the lawyers you can afford. And I don't even care anymore. I don't care. That's all behind me. I don't even care. It all gets opened up for you and whatever lawyer you want to dance around in. I can't do it.
Well,
if
you
I
do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you do talk a good line, but that sounds kind of pie in the sky to me. What do you got more immediate, if you know what I'm saying?
Well, that goes both ways. So and also I don't have a whole lot of authority right now, being, over the hill and all. So though the best I can do, you see, the trouble is, just as an aside, it's not like Dax doesn't
Sure.
have the treatment he wants. Right.
Right.
It's not like I can promise him better condition. He arranges that shit for himself. Right. I mean, so
I hear it puts you in a tough spot.
Yeah. Right. So I'm going to say
Mm-hmm.
I'll do what I can, whatever I can, but it's going to have to be something I can find. I don't have the authority to just pull stuff. I have no pull. I have no clout here. But I'll do what I can. That I can tell you. And I keep my promises.
Fair enough.
So
well, I think maybe I think maybe you're looking in the wrong place. Because you were saying guards. What about but you might want to look into transportation.
So
who's driving? Who's driving the rigs? You know what I'm saying?
I do. So what we're going to do here. Oh, wow. Yeah, I should have rolled originally dice equal to the compulsion and obsession, which are actually, it's pretty much the same. So I'm not going to worry about that.
Okay.
I think you would have rolled a couple more dice, but it doesn't matter.
We'll just pretend.
Right. Yeah, but now is when we roll the listed ones. Now we roll the numbers that we rolled before. So this is the second roll where it's the resolution roll. And here it is control versus obsession, which is these 6 and these 3. So I'm going to roll your dice and my dice.
You're going to roll mine on? Okay.
Well, they're right here.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Yeah.
All right. And now we're going to see, who basically, gets the way. And it's not the killer, and it's not it's not Dax that we're rolling for.
Right. Oh, right.
Okay. So let's see here. And if you want, you can spend plot points to roll an extra die. So why don't you do that? Here, I'll roll another die for you.
Sure.
Right. There, another die for you, and because you had less dice. And let's say I'm all worried about my plot points. I want to build them up for whatever.
Keep them. Sure.
Yeah. The reason I said that is because the last time I played, I got totally screwed on plot points. So let's see here. We tied out. We tied out again.
Okay.
It kicks to the active player, who is you.
Okay. Who is me? Okay.
Right. So therefore, now would be a good time for you to sort of take a bird's eye view and show that the transportation thing is a red herring.
Yeah. Or like if I were the killer, I'd try to frame one of the drivers.
Yeah. Show that happening. Yeah. Maybe. Okay. Maybe so Dax is acting in good faith, right?
Sure.
Because of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, do I just narrate a scene?
Yeah, it can be a flashback. You can even show what you did like a week ago.
Oh, okay, sure. Right. Let's see. Is there anything? Do we know how the victims died?
Thought that would be on. I think that's on the sheet somewhere. And yeah, we in the game, in a real game, we absolutely would. So here, give me a second. He kills prisoners. Yeah, he kills prisoners and kills them after release.
Okay.
So, interestingly enough, it says he kills them at his home. He routinely kills them at his home.
And then dumps the body somewhere,
right,
I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So he was an Afghan vet, but he's a psycho. Let's say he stabbed one, and he takes some of the blood and puts it on a cloth and shoves it in one of the driver's
Right.
Yeah, backpacks or something.
Oh man.
And
and so you can see, the police just descend on this guy.
Yeah.
Right. And so the effect of this is that my evidence score is actually going to drop to 1. It'll be dropped.
I see.
So it drops my evidence by 1, and furthermore, I think there's more too. Give me just a sec here. Yeah. And it'll decrease my obsession by 1.
Okay.
Because I think I get somewhere.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's how that one turns out. Is
okay.
Yeah. If we go to the chart now, because we continually as our scores change, we change this chart too.
Okay.
So therefore, the obsession is going to drop from 6 to 5. Which means it'll be right on gloomy. And while it'll be gloomy, we will try to diminish the horror. Like when it was horrific or close to or moving up toward that horrific word, let's just say we were in a casual scene on the street, and getting a burger or something. How burger joints have the TV up there blaring away. Well, when this thing is at 6 or higher, then that means there's something going to be awful being reported on the TV, or like a movie showing that has awful scenes in it, right? There's just horror is everywhere. Whereas now it's bumping down to gloomy for later scenes.